Let's talk about America's #1 most popular drug on the market, and that is caffeine. So I'm willing to bet at least one of us has been a hardcore user, but chances are it's both of us. So if you don't know, caffeine comes in many different varieties. Most people imagine coffee, but you can get espressos, lattes, gums, soda, yerba mates, pre-workout, energy drinks, chocolate, and a lot more. Personally, I avoided it all throughout high school. I didn't really like coffee. I only really consumed things that were either water or juice, occasionally soda. I didn't see the point of spending $5-6 on a Starbucks drink when I made $11 at Chuck E. Cheese back then. However, in college, things flip, which tends to be the case with most people, because I was looking to get big in the gym, and the problem was I wasn't the biggest, and that was the big issue for me. So I looked online to get an edge, and everyone seemed to be taking pre-workout. All these big fitness YouTubers on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok wasn't really a thing back then, but they were all promoting pre-workout. They had their affiliate links, they had their own brand. So I thought, if they're jacked, they're big, they're good looking, if I take it, I'll get all three of those. If you don't know, pre-workout has the equivalent of 1 to 3 cups of caffeine, so it's quite intensive. And as a lot of other random stuff that nobody really knows whether it works or not, but we all just kind of assume that it blends together and does something. There's beta-alanine in it, which makes your fingers and your earlobes tingle. And it comes in a variety of interesting flavors like Sour Patch Kids, gummy worms, gummy bears, and Jolly Ranchers. It's very interesting to be drinking Jolly Ranchers. So taking it consistently in the gym was game changing. I felt energized, awake. I was moving heavy weight. I was making progress in the gym. And also in college, like, I didn't really do much besides like classwork, lifting, spending time with my friends. So it was like a big chunk of my day was just working out. And taking it, I felt great. I was energized, alert, and very quickly became something only for my heavy workouts, something I took every single time I went to the gym. And I was moving heavy weight on this thing. I was just pushing it. And in college also, I mainly spent a lot of time in the gym to get big. This gave me the energy I needed for those long workout sessions. And additionally, I worked out very early in the morning. I woke up at about 6 a.m. because the gym was just packed in college. I had a very small gym there, so I needed energy early in the morning. And then additionally, my kickboxing practice got moved from the afternoon to late at night, about 7 o'clock. And I'm a pretty early sleeper, just generally speaking, before I even worked on maximizing sleep. So I needed energy early in the morning, late at night, and I was taking this pre-workout twice a day. Then additionally, on top of all of that, I also started studying very late in the library. I was a computer science major, which was a lot of work. So I was spending so much time in there. I was tired. I was unmotivated to like focus so long on all these hard classes. So I made it a very bad habit to also drink 2 to 3 mochas a day. They were warm. They kept me focused. So very quickly, I was consuming like 6 times the amount of caffeine a normal person takes. And in all honesty, during that like 3-4 week period, I felt incredibly great. I was on top of everything. I was making progress in the gym and kickboxing. I was alert and awake when I was studying for these tests. I was acing these tests. My game was top notch. I started to realize how much my mood and my energy levels would swing throughout the day. In the morning, I would wake up feeling gloomy, lethargic, tired, take my pre-workout, and boom, 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 I was on it. Until my workout finished, an hour went by and I would die down. I would be lethargic and gloomy again until I had my first mocha of the day. Boom, I was on it, on top of it, studying for a couple hours, and then just like that, after a few hours, I'd go back to being incredibly unmotivated and tired. And it become this trend of, okay, another mocha, and then I'd go kickboxing practice, take a pre-workout for that, and that was what was sustaining me throughout the entire day. And also, I did notice that I would be a lot happier when I had caffeine right in me. It would just be this amazing feeling, especially with those mochas, just that warmth, as if you were drinking liquid happiness. And with the pre-workout too, but not to the same level, where I just felt like a great person right when I had those first few sips of whatever I was drinking for caffeine. It would always make me like a little bit fidgety, but nothing too crazy. And I kept this up additionally for the next 2-3 months until these swings got way too out of hand. I started to realize there's no reason why someone like me, who was generally speaking healthy, they worked out, they paid attention to their health. I didn't have the best sleep in college back then my freshman year, but I was sleeping decently, like 6-7 hours a night. But why was it when 2:30 came around, I was drained. I was utterly exhausted with no one. I just wanted to like just chill and just do nothing. Just wanted to just kind of scroll on my phone, Instagram. Like, there was no reason why a healthy person at my age should feel that way in the middle of the day. So I realized that more caffeine wasn't the answer. I was really taking in so much. What if I tried cutting it down and getting getting back, like people do like a detox to reset their base level and then up it again. So I thought, let me detox for a little bit and cut down on my mochas and a little bit of pre-workout, because back then on top of the pre-workout I was taking, I also went from 1 scoop in a cup of water to 2.25 for each of my workouts, kickboxing and the gym. But let me tell you, with even just a little bit of a cut, I felt terrible. I was irritable, I had mood swings, I felt incredibly fatigued, and I had these terrible headaches that would hit me, on top of just like a worse than poor concentration. So if I couldn't concentrate and I drink coffee, without coffee, my concentration even dropped much worse. Or not coffee, caffeine, you know what I mean. And over the next few weeks, I tried to cut down my intake, just very little at the time even. These symptoms would get much worse. I remember one night in particular, I was walking to kickboxing practice. It was nighttime and I was just so utterly tired. I could have just literally just sat down on the side of the street and just fallen asleep. I was that tired, had a terrible workout, got my ass beat. And I just realized then at that moment that, yeah, this is awful. I need to go hardcore, a hard stop on caffeine to get myself back to normal. So I made it a habit where every time I went to the dining hall, I would sit in a way where I was not facing the mocha machines. And I also just literally threw my pre-workout in the garbage. I couldn't even risk having it in my pantry because it'd be too tempting. And I'm like, it was bad. I just could not have any trigger to drink caffeine, because it sounds like easy now, like just don't drink it. But in the moment, when it's like finals are coming up, I'm tired, I don't have any energy, and I know that if I just have a mocha, I can stay focused for a couple hours, get some work done, but I couldn't do it. So I had to completely kill off any trigger that would make me want to drink caffeine. So I did that for about 3 to 4 months. And during that time, I'd also made a big effort to prioritize my sleep. I went from that 6 to 7 hours a night to about 8 to 9.5. And that made a big difference to my energy levels. I mentioned this so many times because it's very noticeable how much your day swings. But by the end of that 4-month period, I had fairly consistent energy levels throughout, like where I was before I had caffeine, but a little bit higher because the sleep helps quite a bit. And of course, by that time, my headaches went away. I was able to actually focus better on schoolwork. And I felt like I'd become a better person having gone through quitting caffeine and increasing my sleep. The sleep, I didn't realize, actually saying it now, actually looking back at it, like I didn't realize how big of a difference it made to who I was when I started getting proper sleep during the day. And although at the time I kind of set like an arbitrary, like, yeah, I'm gonna cut down 30 days, get back to a base level, then up it again sort of thing. And although in my head, I kind of had some arbitrary belief that, yeah, maybe I'll drink caffeine more, but I'll cut it down in the future. As time went on, I just realized I could not go back to being dependent on a substance to make myself feel good during the day. Because no matter how good caffeine tasted, the crashes that came after, knowing that I wasn't sleeping as efficiently, knowing that I needed something else to keep me going, especially at this age, was unacceptable to me. So I never went back. To this date, I have not had any caffeine in my body, and it's been about 3 years since that happened. So you watch this video right now and you're thinking in your head, like, maybe I should quit caffeine too. I know I get these bad crashes and I'm this and that. Here's a reason why you really should consider that seriously. And the first one is you don't want to rely on an external substance. The fact that you need something else to make you feel good. And worse, you believe that you're one of those people who's like, I'm a cranky, angry person until I have my coffee in the morning, then I'm all good. That's sad to really think about when you say it. Imagine if you were someone who said, oh, well, I'm a pretty terrible, gloomy person, but when I get those 3 lines of cocaine and then I'm set. It just doesn't make sense to rely on an external substance. Rely on yourself. Rely on yourself to give yourself what you need throughout the day to succeed. And secondly, the energy, the happiness you get from caffeine, you can get 10x that. I'm not exaggerating that. You can get 10x how good that feeling is throughout the entire day without any crashes by prioritizing 2 things in your life, and that is sleep and exercise. I made videos on both of these subjects. It is life-changing. So check those videos out because you will become a superman compared to who you are today if you prioritize those 2 things in your life. If you want to learn more about health and success, check out the other videos on my channel. Check out the links in the description and subscribe. Remember, don't wait for tomorrow. Be good today.